Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be in the world today. I am Tia Rogers to take care of your health, save, and invest, and grow your startup business mentor. Good morning, happy Monday, everybody. Giving honor and praises to God for waking us up in our right mind, able body to go out here and do what we do, right? So what a blessing. So this morning we are talking about, or this afternoon, we're talking about um learning and growing, personal development, and the importance of give me a minute having the importance of having a comprehensive financial planning for your life, education for your life, and as it pertains to overall financial management and having the proper tools and knowledge for financial growth and stability. So as we are continuing on with this, I have a unique way to try to explain the importance of it all. Um, Give me one moment here because I tend to have my lips get dry. So I have some uh, handmade creations by Giselle CC, cocoa coconut lip balm. So hopefully I don't get those dry little marks because I have dry lips this morning and I'm drinking my water, but still dry. Anyhow, make sure you check out Handmade Creations by Giselle CC. She's on social media, so please follow her and see what she has, what great things she has going on. So, as we are looking at, and from my perspective on learning and personal development as a key, um, it derives in success um, and empowering you towards the journey that you're creating for your life by confronting scarcity and uncertainty to embrace opportunities and overcoming challenges is truly a powerful testament um, of one's determination and personal growth. So as we break this down from the perspective of the algebra of life success, we have a unique concept here, um, the algebra of life success. This suggests that success in life, like in algebra, involves identifying and understanding various variables and how they interact in our lives. It's about finding the right balance and equation that works for each individual's unique circumstances. Some of the important applications needed to understand for understanding this is the importance of not just learning new information, but understanding and applying it in our lives. This practical approach to knowledge is crucial for real growth and development. I try not to sugarcoat it here for you guys, okay? I want to give you I, I like to give it to you raw. So we're going to keep it as raw as possible. And when you're talking about the learning new information and understanding, you have to think about how do you learn, right? Are you a visual learner? Are you an auditorial learner? Are you a hands-on learner? Um, all that is going to play a part. It's going to play a role in your growth and development. And how do you begin to start overcoming fears and doubts? Because we all have them. Nobody's exempt from fears and doubts. Even those that are successful have fears and doubts. So, as you acknowledge how fears and doubts can paralyze growth, you have to understand it's vital in your growth process. It's often these mental barriers that hold people back from then external circumstances. So recognizing and addressing these barriers is a crucial step in personal development. And we're going to be here a little bit today. So I hope you got your notebook as we're going to look at overcoming fears. What is the life plan for our life from the womb to the tomb? You get one life and only you can live it. People can advise you and suggest, but we all know that you are going to be the one that makes the decision as far as where you're going to go in your life and how you're going to get there. So that leads us to the personal responsibility and self initiative, because no matter how many times, how many courses you take, how many coaches, leaders, degrees you have under your belt, it all boils down to personal responsibility and self initiative. What it is that you're going to take responsibility for and what you're going to implement in your life. See, my story is full of personal responsibility and initiative. Realizing that changes start with oneself is a powerful revelation. It moves individuals from a passive state to an active, engaged one, where they are in control of their destiny. And you'll hear me say over and over again how I didn't begin to start making changes in my life until I began to start making changes in my life. I had to take it serious. I could no longer sit and straddle the fence. I had to choose which side of the fence I was going to be on. Am I going to take responsibility and control of my life and be intentional about bringing the positive change that I wanted, that transformation that I'm looking for my life? Um, I was going to, I know that I was going to be the one to take responsibility for that. No one else is going to do it. And I learned this at an early age. So those of us that get the opportunity to learn it at an early age, we have like what you call a little, I like to say a little blessing of grace and mercy spread across you. As he gives you the strength to go on and do what it is that you need to do in the difficult times when it's challenging to do so. So life business planning, the way you connect personal development with business planning, and understanding oneself, one's traits, how these influence both personal as well as professional life, can lead to a more harmonious and successful outcome. And that's what we want you to have there. When we're talking about life business planning and we're looking at the 5W framework in our life and business planning, applying the 5W framework, the who, the what, the where, the when, the why, to find, to, okay, hold on. Applying the 5W framework, the who, the what, the where, the when, the why, to life and business models as an effective strategy, it helps in identifying key aspects of one's life and business, leading to a clearer understanding and better decision making. And that's where our values, morals, and ethics start to come in. As we're looking at these questions, who, what, where, when, and why, and how it applies to our life and our life business, and the life business models that we are presenting to the world. Because we're all presenting some type of life business model, because our life is serious business and only we can live it. So who we are shows up and we bring us with us wherever we go. So when you're looking at it from a value proposition in personal and professional life, you can focus on understanding the value one brings to personal and professional relationships, as is crucial. The relationships that you develop and build and grow over your lifespan. It's about knowing one's worth and how it aligns with the goals and values of others, whether in personal relationships or business collaborations. Now, when you talk about being the driver of one's own life, I'm emphasizing on being the driver of your own life business. And that is so empowering. It's a reminder that individuals have the power to steer their life in the direction they want, overcoming obstacles, and leveraging opportunities. So our approach combines personal development with practical business strategies, making it a holistic guide for anyone looking to improve their life and achieve success in both personal and professional realms. This perspective could be highly engaging and inspiring for anyone that partakes in the course. So, particularly when discussing these concepts when we're together live, because then it's a more interactive, and I'm hearing feedback from you guys as to where you are in your life. Where is it that you want to go? What are some of the challenges and or obstacles that might be in your way, so we can start looking at how we can start chopping it down and getting it out your way. We either going to go around it, go through it, we're going to get through it. So when it comes to the concepts of the algebra of life success, particularly in as it relates to finances, it's a compelling approach to understanding and managing one's financial life. We already know the negative connotations that having um, the lack of financial knowledge or not being in better standing financially, your credit worthiness, your buying power, having more, or if you have less buying power, it can bring all sorts of feelings, shame, guilt. Your mind starts to play tricks on you, and then life doesn't help because life on life terms, things happen all the time, and we find ourselves getting tripped up or we might get off track. So that's why I decided to use the algebra of life success, because there's variables that we may not necessarily know the value of, that we have to identify the formula to identify the value of it, right? So as we go about solving these equations by understanding and balancing the different variables, financial success also requires a similar balance of various elements. So here's how these concepts can be applied. So first of all, we got to identify the variables. And that's why I always ask you, know where you stand. Know where you stand in your life. Know exactly where you are right now so that you can begin to make strategic, calculated risk as far as getting on that 1.6, 1.1 steps towards becoming better. So we have to, in financial planning, variables can include income, expenses, debt, savings, investments, and financial goals. Understanding these variables is the first steps towards managing them effectively. Now, when you talk about balancing your financial equation, you know, it involves aligning your income with your expenses and savings goals. It's about ensuring that your financial output, expenses, debts, does not exceed your input, your income, and you're able to save or invest the surplus. Now, you want the plannings, in your planning, you want to look at your wants as well as your needs, because this is a crucial part of this financial algebra. It's distinguishing between your needs, the things that are essential, like your house, your food, and your health care, and your wants, your lifestyle, your choices of luxuries. Successful financial planning ensures that needs are prioritized while wants are managed judiciously. So you have to really have a keen eye. You have to stay on point and really track where your money's going, because trust me, money, you can make it. And when it comes to tracking it, if you not tracking every dollar, it can get away from you, and you can be utilizing money in areas that you could have put them in other areas where it would have benefit you, where instead of it going out and you getting nothing, no benefit whatsoever. from it. So planning your wants and needs are crucial. And when you're doing that, you have to allow that space for adjusting for life changes, because we all know life be life and we be living. So, just as in algebra, where variables can change, life events such as a new job, marriage, or retirement require adjustments to your financial equation. Being adaptive and revising your financial plan to accommodate these changes is going to be the key. And when you're talking about this, we're talking about financial planning, financial life planning, and the long term goals. Because you want to plan your life business for long term, right? Because we're going from the womb to the tomb. So, part of the equation is setting and working towards long term financial goals, such as your retirement, such as savings, buying a home, or funding education. This requires foresight and strategic planning if you're going to be implementing these things into your life business. Now, how do we deal with financial uncertainty? Because we all have it. So, uncertainty is a constant variable in life's equation. Building an emergency fund, having insurance, and diversifying investments can help mitigate financial risk and uncertainties. How do you go about applying the knowledge that you're gaining about financial literacy? How do you go about applying that knowledge and learning it and putting yourself in a space where it's going to be continuously? So when it comes to our finances and our life business, this is a continuous learning about financial management, your investment options, as well as economic trends is crucial. So the more knowledgeable you are, the better you can manage and adjust your financial equation. Now, let's look at it as it pertains to our personal values and our financial decisions. Your financial decisions should reflect your personal values and lifestyle aspirations. Aligning your spending and saving habits with what you value most can lead to a more fulfilling and balanced financial life. And how do we do that? We do that by seeking professional advice. Sometimes understanding and solving complex financial equations may require professional advice. Financial advisors can provide valuable insights and help in creating a tailored financial plan. So, in essence, the algebra of life success, as it pertains to finances, is all about understanding your personal financial situation, managing resources wisely, preparing for uncertainties, and aligning your financial habits with your life goals and values. It's a holistic approach that not only focuses on financial wealth, but also achieving a balanced and fulfilling life. And we all want to live a fulfilling life. So, as we're analyzing life business models from a proposition perspective, especially focusing on the structure, the operational part of it, and the financial aspects, involves a deep dive into how these elements contribute to the overall value offered to clients and customers. So we're going to break it down for you. When you're looking at the structural aspects, what is the value proposition? In the structure, in the structural context, this relates to how the business is organized to deliver its core offerings. This includes the business model, the framework of operations, and the overall setup. In analyzing this, you want to consider how the structure of the business supports its goals. Does it allow for flexibility, scalability, and efficiency? Is the structure aligned with the business mission and vision? And what impact will be on the value? A well-structured business can deliver its services and products more effectively, ensuring customer satisfaction and loyalty. So that's the structural aspect when you're bringing the value. And these are key components in your life business because it's important to be organized in your everyday life and how you are delivering core principles, morals, values, and things into your life, as well as your business. What are you offering to people? What benefit is it? And why should they choose you, right? So, operational aspects, looking at it from the value proposition, operationally, the value lies in the processes, policies, and practices that govern the day to day activities of the business. This includes everything from production methods to customer service protocols. Part of the analysis is assessing the efficiency and effectiveness of these processes. Are they optimized to reduce waste and increase productivity? Do they enhance the customer experience? And what's the impact of the value? To streamline and customer centric operations are key to delivering consistent quality, which in turn builds trust and value in the eyes of the customer. So as you're building your life business, you want to incorporate some of these structural things in your life business. Are you streamlined? How are you reaching your customers? How does your business operate? What are the policies and procedures of it? What are the daily operational steps? And what do you bring to the table with it? And you can't look at the structural without having the financial aspect as well, because we talked about the importance of financial uh, preparedness in any life endeavor that you're going for. It doesn't matter what it is that you're doing. You want to have a clear understanding of how you earn your money, how well you manage your money, and how well you are diverse in your financial portfolio, right? To generate a surplus of resources. So let's look at financial aspects from the value proposition. Financially, the value proposition relates to the pricing strategy, the cost management, and revenue generation models. It's about how the business sustains itself and grows financially. When you're looking at the analysis of the financial aspect, you want to evaluate the financial strategies in place. Are the pricing models competitive yet profitable? Is there a balance between the cost cutting and investing in your growth? What impact does this financial value have on you? The financial stability and profitability are essential for long-term success. They enable a business to invest in new opportunities, innovate, and provide value to customers as well as stakeholders. When examining these aspects from a value proposition perspective, it's crucial to understand how they interconnect and contribute to the overall success of the business. Each aspect should align with the core values and goals of the business, ensuring that they collectively work towards delivering exceptional value of customers. Additionally, considering how these aspects impact stakeholders, employees, customers, partners is very important. The value proposition should resonate not just in terms of financial returns, but also in terms of relationships, societal impact, and contribution to overall well-being. So the value proposition of a life business model, the value proposition of life business models and structural operation in financial terms are not just about the tangible benefits they offer, but also about the intangible values they uphold, such as customer satisfaction, employee welfare, and social responsibility and sustainable growth. So as we're talking about life business planning, we're looking at from birth to the tomb. We're going to be encompassing the structural operations and financial aspects as a comprehensive approach that integrates life stages with financial and business planning. This holistic view ensures that each stage of life, your structure, your structural, operational, and financial plans align with your evolving needs and goals. Here's how it can be broken down. So, from birth to early childhood, the structure, the structural part of that is the family structure and early education choices, planning for a child's future, including savings for education. The operational part of it could be the daily routines, the child care, the health checkups. The financial aspect of it is starting savings accounts, educational funds, life insurance for parents. And that's from birth to the early childhood. As we evolve and we continue to grow, our parents are assessing us and looking and seeing. And that depends on how knowledgeable our parents are, right? About finances and how we can bring it all together. So, from birth to early childhood, we ease into our adolescence to young adulthood. And this is where our children step up to the plate and they begin to start expressing some more of their independence. And how important is it for us to really help them navigate and maneuver through that process? Part of the structural part of that is focusing on education and career choices as far and skill development that they're going to need to sustain their evolution of the ability to not only obtain financial means, but to be able to not just obtain it, but manage it, and structure it properly for long term future goals. So that's a part of the balancing is the operational part of it, balancing education with life skills like financial literacy, which most of us weren't taught at home. I think I shared with you guys how one of my first job, my dad told me my first paycheck, he told me to go spend it on whatever I wanted to spend it on. We didn't necessarily talk about investments or how to better begin to start building for my future, maybe because he didn't know, or maybe he didn't deem it was important, or maybe I think my father just wanted to ensure that us girls didn't have to worry about anything, and that if we needed anything, that we could come to him, which is a wonderful mindset. However, we want our children to be able to be independent of us, and we want them to be able to manage their funds properly so that they don't have so many ups and downs as they go along the journey. But you have to be open to it and you have to actually listen and apply it to your life. So whether your parents were giving you that advice or not, now we're discussing it. So you're not exempt. Once you're aware, you got to do something about it. So um, we talked about focusing on education, career choices, and skill development, balancing education with life skills like financial literacy, and the financial aspect of the adolescence to young adulthood is budgeting, learning about credit, their first jobs, and saving for future goals like college, travel, starting a business. You got to talk to them to find out what it is that they want to do. Now, how does that apply to us as adults? We're looking at the structural part because we all get up and go to work. Structural career development, possibly starting a family or buying a home. Um, Operational wise, you're looking at work life balance And we know work-life balance really does not exist. You just have to figure out how to get done what you can do within the 24 hours, and what you don't, it carries over to the next day. Just like for the new year, we all were setting New Year's resolutions, but whatever steps you were taking in 2023, you should just be continuing those steps in 2024. It's not really a resolution, it's just staying focused on your goals and your plans and sticking to it, which most of us can get sidetracked from time to time. Um, we're looking at work life balance. We're looking at continuing our education because that's maybe a possibility for us, if that's a desire. Some don't choose that and some do. Then you look at your family planning. Are you planning your family? I shared with you guys before. I did. Again, I jumped into the water head first. So the family planning process was omitted for me. But moving forward, my job was to help others um, begin to start looking at their family planning, and how they want to see their life as they're going and what it all encompasses. So, work life balance, continuing education, and family planning. What size family do you want to have? Where are you and your spouse going to live? What's going to be in that community for your children? Is it going to be for the betterment of you, or is it taking something away? Then, when you look at it from the financial perspective, we have to, in our adulthood, we have to look at what type of investments we're making. Are we planning for our retirement? Do we have insurance? Do we have a mortgage? Children's education fund? Like all these things come into play. If you are a renter, you may possibly be looking to not be a renter come 2025. You're looking to become a homeowner and have a mortgage in 2025. So what is your planning? How are you planning strategically for these things to actually happen and manifest into your life? So early adulthood is pretty exciting because everything's new. You're doing everything. You're first newly separated from being dependent upon your parents to now being interdependent, whether you live with them or whether you're not. Now, if you live with them, now we know that you have a little bit more leverage because you can kind of lean on your parents. If you branch out on your own, not saying that you don't have your parents there for support, but you know that the buck stops with you, pretty much, right? So as we grow, that doesn't change, because when we get to our midlife, the structure is still the same. We still have career peaks in our lives. So by midlife, you've done completed your education. You're probably working in the field in which you went to school for, and you're loving what you do. And your career, you're probably at the top of rank as far as income in your life. So you got to look at the potential for starting a business or supporting aging parents. And sometimes that kind of comes hand in hand. Mine came in reverse. I was building a business, or thinking of building a business, while caring for my aging parents. During that time of caring for my aging parents was when I did all my research. That's when I found all my amazing coaches and mentors that I still follow to this day, um, because they were beneficial and monumental in my life. Um, as far as coming up with a decision as to where I was going to go with my life, as my life was changing rapidly for my midlife, what they call midlife crisis. The children were growing up and they didn't require as much care. They were in high school, so pretty much preparing them to decide whether, waiting for them to decide whether they were going to continue their education or not. Around here, that's not option. You gonna try it. You got to try it at least and fail to show me that you can't do it. You know what I mean? But the bottom line comes down to the fact that you can do anything you set your mind to if you allot the proper time, energy that it takes to get it done. So for me, like I was saying, supporting the Asian parents came first, and then after their death, through my research and sitting in on I don't know if you guys ever sat in on the Brainathon um, webinars. I would spend weekends plugged in to the Brainathon. And it's so crazy now that where I'm at now, and to go back and still be a part of a wonderful community and see those that were giving their testimonies as to how it changed their lives, and to see where they are right now makes you hold on to that hope and faith that it is possible to take the initiative to take care of yourself, your health better, so that you can and do the things that you need to do to experience those things that you want to experience. It's been a heck of a journey, guys, and it's sometimes emotional to me. Um, just the different things that I was have been able to overcome, and through the grace of God and His mercy and the people that He sends along my way, to help make me better. Like I say, whatever you're seeking is seeking you too. So in the midlife, that's the structure of it. You're at your career, the peak of your career. You might be thinking about, let me see what I'm going to be doing after all this, and or getting ready or in the process of caring for your aging parents, because our parents, they live wonderful lives, but just like all of us, we're born to die. So how well are we preparing for those moments in life? Look at the operational management and your midlife. So you have to manage. It's about managing time between your career, your personal interests, and family responsibilities. It becomes almost a professional juggling act, and some of you guys do it amazingly. And now that I'm not juggling as much, when I look back and I think of all the things that I did juggle and how I just, blow after blow, life changes and just kept going, it just amazes me. And I know I can give that testament totally straight to God, because I don't know how I did some of the things that I did, but it was through His grace and mercy that I was able to do them and meet the people that I met, as well as experience some of the experiences that I've experienced. And I wish that for your life as well. So, at another part of the midlife structure operational is your finances. You're revising investments strategies. You're probably paying off debts and maximizing your retirement savings, because you're preparing for that retirement. And when we retire, we really don't want to go back to work, right? We don't want to have to go work for another job, because we have worked this job and now we have put in place something for us to do it. But it all depends on the time frame in which you began starting saving towards your retirement. How often were you able to contribute to it? And the fluctuation of the market, how well the market did or how well the market did not do, will all play a part in your midlife structural operation financial planning. So by the time we get to our senior years, our structure is a little different. So because we're looking at retirement and potentially downsizing of a home or our healthcare considerations. So whether you are headed towards retirement, or you're just new to retirement, or you've been there for a little bit and you're seeing that you can stand from some change, whether you downsize your home or maintain the home that you have, depending upon your family size. I think the downsizing comes from how frequently your family visits, as well as what family structure supports you have, and how much does your family really depend and rely on you. That would be factors, variable factors in downsizing of your home. And of course, our health considerations. Like I always say, your health is your wealth. So if you want to have a good, long, vital life, you better take care of yourself as soon as possible and keep that regimen so that you can live a uh, long, enjoyable years of retirement. So looking at our senior years, we're looking at the structural as well as the operational, the lifestyle adjustments that you make, the things that you did when you were in early adulthood, midlife, adolescence. You're not doing that in your senior years. We tend to slow down a little bit. We don't need a whole lot of hoopla, and we definitely we not with the drama. So keep the drama over there, and over here we got peace. We're in our zen, finding our center, just enjoying and appreciating life, enjoying the fact that God woke us up this morning, and that we get to do whatever it is that we desire, that we feel as though that we want to do within that day. That's what retirement's all about, and being able to do it effectively without worry of the lack of, or um, yeah, the lack of resources or surplus. So that's where it comes in our senior years. Financial, managing your retirement funds. Have you planned, and have you properly evaluated the variables and the cost of what it is that you need to invest for the years of your working life, of to give you the sum of what it is that you would need to live off of in your retirement. We know that even in retirement, there's unforeseen variables, just like anything else in life, because we know inflation goes up, but very rarely do wages and or benefits go up. It is what it is, and you pretty much kind of make do with what you have. So managing your retirement funds, looking at your estate planning, and having your healthcare costs all in mind with all of that. So if you're not planning for a healthy, wealthy life, then you're planning for a ill life, and we don't want that. We want you to have a healthy, wealthy, vital life, and we're trying to give you the steps to help you structure it for yourself, because you have to be able to look at your life and assess your life, see where you are, where it is that you want to go, and how you want the outcome to be. And should the outcome not be exactly like you thought it was, do you have a backup plan, and do you have the resources to kind of maneuver to get you where you want to be, right? So when you're talking about from birth to childhood, adolescence, midlife, and our senior years, we're all different people. We're all different individuals in each phase and stage of those lives. There's different players and contributors in our lives, in different parts of our lives. By time we get to the end of life, we're now, hopefully, if we did this right in the beginning, and we stuck to the commitment that we said we wanted for our life, and we stuck to the plan that we envisioned for our life. Excuse me. One bottle down. And we stick to the plan for our lives, we can then begin to look at how we're going to be going into our senior years and towards our end of life. The structural part of our end of life is legacy planning. And I told you guys before, legacy doesn't always mean monetary. Legacy could just be those gems of wisdom that is passed down from generation to generation to just help you keep your mind, your family, and everything all in alignment and together. There's magic in that as well. And it's legacy, the family structure. I think I shared with you guys like how my grandmother my grandmothers, both of them, all three of them now, because I got blessed with a community grandma that took me in. So didn't exempt me from all the other stuff. I still got treated like a regular grandkid. So, but I'm just saying that the legacy may not necessarily be monetary. It may be the knowledge, the skills, and the tools to adaptability to handle life and life challenges. Those gems that they learned along the way, the strengths that they found within themselves that they passed down to us. And it could also incorporate legacy planning as far as monetary. if we plan correctly. And what does that look like? What type of legacy do you want to leave? Legacy is a very interesting term that is used very broadly, and sometimes haphazardly. We have to think about legacy in every aspect. And I think we'll do a talk about that before this week is over. We're going to really look at legacy. What does it mean to have a legacy? What does legacy incorporate as it means and pertains to our life business as well as financial planning? So you're looking at legacy planning, estate distribution, how things will be handled in with at the moment that you transition on to your new life journey, one that no one has ever come back yet, not as of yet, to tell us what actually goes on. We only have the concept and what we imagine in our minds of what heaven and or hell will be for us. But my thing is, heaven or hell actually exists right here on earth. It's all up to you and how you perceive your life and the things that you do to create that heaven and earth, heaven or hell here on earth. Operational wise, towards the end of life, we're looking at our healthcare decisions. I believe we talked about that. Are you a DNA? Do not resuscitate. DNR. Are you a DNR? Do you wish to be resuscitated? Do you want all life-saving measures taking place? Should something happen to you and you end up in a hospital, do you want them to do everything that they need to do to try and save your life, including making decisions as far as if you have to be on life support? What's the terms? How long do you want to be on life support? What is that going to cost the family financially? How is that going to impact them? Or do you just want to go? You don't want nobody doing nothing. If God is calling you home, and I say this and I say it lightly, but I really mean this. It's something to really think about, because as we were preparing my mother's will and trust, it was very, very interesting, because she was already in the phases of early onset dementia, but she knew she needed to get her business in order, and she used every ounce of her energy, knowledge, and time to ensure that everything was in place when and should the time come for as the person responsible to adhere to all those wishes. I was grateful that she did that for me. Although in the process, sorry, I'm running out of battery juice here. In the process of doing so and filling out the proper medical forms, your will and trust. Hold on, sorry guys, give me 1 minute. Hold on. All right. In the process, real life things that we don't really consider sometimes. And at this point, after my experience of losing my son unexpectedly, I have a newfound desire and yearning to educate more young people on the importance of getting your business in order and taking the time to really write out what it is that your wishes are. Let your family know if you are a donor or not. What is your final resting wishes? What is how do you want your business taken care of? What do you want done with the home that you may purchase or the vehicle? Like, who gets all that? If you have children, how do you want that the funds to be dispersed out to them? This is so important. I just can't express it enough. And because I went through the process with my mother and seeing how she wanted it, you have to be open, and you gotta be mindful that when you're going over these types of documents with an attorney and your loved one, or if you're doing it at home, because you can create this document on your own. It may not have all the legal jargon that could support it, but I believe it's still validated and in the court of law, if it's notarized and the person's in their right mind at the time of doing so, you have to really respect one's decision when they say, I don't want anything. Because my mother said that. She was like, nope, do not resuscitate. Anything go wrong, just let me go. Just leave me be and let me go on by my business. One, it was very shocking and something for myself as well as the other family members that were present at that time. We all kind of looked at each other a little bewildered, like, are you sure? You sure you don't want no, you know, like she was like, mm-mm. She was adamant that she wanted to live her life the way she lived it. And when it was time, that she was going to honor God and let him do what he was going to do and let her transition on. As a child, it was so heart wrenching. Your mind goes through so many different things. And it's like, how do you prepare yourself? And I'm going to tell you, no matter how much you think you are prepared for different life scenarios, different life situations, and when it occurs, it's like a blessing and a curse at the same time. I was grateful that we were able to go through that process, but then at the same time I had the realization that if something happened to my mom, that I got to prepare myself, that she doesn't want to stay here with us, so she wants to move on, and I had to respect that and put my own desires and wishes and dreams of us, what our future was, um, to the sideline, because it wasn't about me. And a lot of times this is where families tend to get into tiffs, because we make it about ourselves and we forget about the person that we're actually preparing this for. So make sure that you don't put yourself in someone else's way. Get yourself out the way. Do whatever you need to do to come to grips with that, with whatever your loved one's decisions is, to make it put in place for them so that you can carry it out, because this is their wishes and it's their healthcare decisions. It's even as far as their living arrangements. You know, are they going to live with you? Some parents don't want to live with their kids. Some parents rather go to a 55 and over community. Some parents prefer to go to assisted living. So that doesn't mean that they're ill, but they prefer to live in those type of environments and facilities to take the pressure off of their children, so that kids don't have to worry about all that stuff that happens, which got to do with property and everything. At the time of their death, they do it for the convenience, so that they know that if they should become ill or incapacitated, that they're in the proper place where all their needs could be met. And all this is in writing, what they want, and how it goes. That leads into the financial planning. Excuse me. Leads into the financial planning of it. Finalizing the estate matters, ensuring financial support for dependents or chosen causes, whatever it is. So a will and trust comes in really handy with that, and it takes a lot of the unknown that comes along with it, because death for some reason makes people act so weird. I've seen family members do some crazy things, but and even attack one another. That's the wrong time. So I encourage everyone, if there's someone in your life that you love and you care about them, tell them all the stuff that you want them to know now. Don't stop holding it. Don't be walking around holding on stuff, say, oh, I should have, I could have. Don't allow others to come in between the relationship that you have with an individual, because that happens sometimes too. Sometimes we leak ourselves to the wrong person that doesn't quite understand the family dynamics, and then now it's a problem, and it causes breakdown in communication. So love on your people. Tell them all the loving, caring things, how they impact your life. Whatever it is that you want to let them know, tell them while they're living. Believe me, when they're gone, you're going to have such a peace of mind that you have said all you could say, you have done all that you wanted to do with them, and you respect and honor their wishes of how they wish to live their lives and how they want things carried out. So, when we're looking at a value proposition at each stage, we're looking at birth to early childhood, laying a solid foundation for a secure, healthy upbringing. We're looking at adolescence to young adulthood, equipping with skills and knowledge for independent living and financial responsibility. We're looking at adulthood, which is building and consolidating wealth, ensuring family stability as well as security. We're looking at the midlife, maximizing our wealth, preparing for retirement, supporting loved ones. We're looking at our senior years, enjoying the fruits of our lifelong planning, focusing on comfort and legacy, as well as looking at the end of life, ensuring a dignified conclusion and the smooth transition of the legacy. Now, there's key principles here. There's got to be adaptability. Each stage requires different planning and approach. Flexibility to adapt to life changes is crucial. The next thing is the long-term perspective. Always consider the long-term impact of current decisions. And what is the holistic approach? Integrating life goals with financial and structural planning helps tremendously. Always continue with an open mind and continuous learning. So you want to stay informed about financial products, legal changes, and personal development. Because life business planning from birth to the tomb is an ongoing process that involves, with each life stage, it involves a deep understanding of one's changing needs and goals and the strategic alignment of structural, operational, and financial plans to meet these shifts. This comprehensive approach ensures that every stage of life, individuals are well prepared to maximize their potential and achieve their desired outcomes. So I hope this was beneficial to you today as we're looking at overall financial life planning for our life business, because your life is serious business and only you can live it. So you want to make sure that you have a comprehensive financial plan for your life, even in your education, even in when it comes to raising your family, you're choosing your spouse. Plan it out as much as possible. Now, the variables in the algebra of life, are there going to be some variables that you're not going to quite know the value of? Yes, there is. Or is there a chance that you're going to make some moves that may not have been so strategically smart that doesn't put you at risk? Yes, you will. But with this information, with the proper tools and the support, you have the opportunity to begin building your financial portfolio, your financial life portfolio. And you can use it as a map as you are going through each phase and stage. And hopefully you will take that knowledge that you have and you will pass it down to the next generation. So they too can stand up and be on their own. And as I always end, I want to say thank you for your time. I know we covered a lot of information here, but I find it's very crucial to really get a grasp, understanding of financial planning. A lot of times when we begin to start talking about financial planning, people's mind goes other places. But I want you to not drift off, but I want you to stay focused. I want you to zone in on your life business. Because from the womb to the tomb, we're planning. Everything we do in between is going to impact our outcome. So I want to give you the best opportunity and the best chance to create the most healthy, wealthy, vital life, congruent life, consistently over time. You're consistently building into you. You're consistently investing in you and consistently looking at and being aware of where you need to change, when it's time to change, when to shift as life changes. What changes are you going to make? All of that is a part of it. And remember, you were born a winner from the time you were conceived in your mother's womb. And you're born with all that you need to make your life a success. Take that and start working with it. Work with what you have and see how far you get. See what you can come up with. And if you do have loved ones that's still here present with you, please, I encourage you. Let them know that you love them. Let them know that you care about them. Let them know what their life represents and means to you while they are living. Because once they're gone, it's too late to try and tell them. And why carry around all the guilt for the things that you had plenty of space and opportunity to tell them, but you chose not to, or you allowed things, people, places, and things to get in the way of that. Your life is serious business, and only you can live it. So I want to thank you for your time, and I encourage you to find out what is your secret sauce? What is your equation to how you win in life and win in business? Have a blessed week, guys. Go out there and be awesome. Have a great day. Bye-bye.